I'm getting done.
Yeah, I feel you. Can't jump out of me too. This is a good program.
I was gonna switch the chair.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Very kind of you.
Oh, so there's one more chair right here that opened up.
Chair? Would you like a chair?
But we are gonna get started. Hi everyone, my name is Yvena Despange, and I am an art curator, I'm an artist. Despange.
Here we go.
I'm an art curator, and I also do moderate a lot of discussions. And so I was very grateful to my friends here for asking me to be part of this. We're here, of course, for their release album and also for this beautiful exhibition that they have going on the other side with the conch shells. And so I'm just going to be sitting here and having a nice discussion with our friends. We have Okai, Musik here, as well as Sabine, Blaizin. And so, guys, congratulations. I actually had an opportunity to listen to your album, which is called Lwa Nan Dlo, Tonight We Fly. Such an amazing album. I don't know if anyone knows who these two beautiful people are, but I'll give a quick introduction. So Sabine Blaizin, founded by DJ producer, event curator Sabine Blaizin, Oyasound Productions is a music lifestyle brand dedicated to amplifying the vibrant interactions of cultures within the African diaspora cultures through the syncretism of traditional rhythms and electronic music. In collaboration with the percussionist, producer, vocalist Okai Musik, Tonight We Fly is a sonic voyage that invites the audience into a captivating symphony of sight and sound. Each song on the album is paired with a unique hand-painted conch shell housing an embedded MP3 player. This immersive, I'm so sorry, that was from Kadi when we actually had that immersive situation. But, well, the experience that I'm speaking on with this part, we have a show together, all three of us. It's in Harlem at the Caribbean Culture Center African Diaspora Institute. And so it's a whole show about the idea of returning home, Okai. It's called Bienvenue. And part of Bienvenue is the conch shell, which is the full display is on the other side, but we actually had one of them featured in the exhibition. And so when I talked about the MP3 player being paired with the conch shell, it's so that people can actually listen to the sounds from one of the tracks in the album as they're experiencing visually seeing this piece. So the project they actually had together, which is really cool, 9 conch shells with 9 tracks. Each conch shell is paired with 1 track from the album. And so what they did was invite many artists to be part of this project. They sent 1 conch shell per artist, along with pairing it with a particular track. And whatever they were hearing in that song is what they would visually express on the conch shell. And so that's what you're seeing and experiencing on the other side. And I know later on we'll be having the opportunity of hearing the full album on the other side. They were also playing it earlier, but for many of you who came a bit later, they'll be playing it again. So you'll get to experience that as well. But please, can you tell us a little bit more about this project and how it came about?
The album or the conch shells, or?
Let's start with the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I start, there's space for 2 bodies over there. It's actually 3. If you guys want to come in and sit down.
Come, right here.
Yo, Brazil's in the house. Hey. My God.
Oh, South Africa's in the house.
Não, mas eu vou lá.
This is family.
I know.
I'm seeing.
Been in the house.
Brazil been in the house. Yes. Yes, Brazil is always in.
Always in the house.
So what's up, family? For people who don't know me, my name is Okai, and I am a percussionist first before anything, but throughout the years I've become a conch shell player, producer, dad, a husband, and this album, Tonight We Fly, is very dear to me. Got the chance to create this album with Sabine Blaizin. I believe we started in 2018. She had this production company, Oyasound, and she asked me to come on board, and I was like, yeah. We met each other through Haiti Cultural Exchange. It's a nonprofit organization connecting the Haitian diaspora with Haitians on the mainland. And ever since then, we just been working on this album, and piece by piece, it's been a long journey because of whatever reason. But slowly but surely, we created these songs, inviting other musicians, other vocalists to collaborate with us. Pitira is on one of the songs. He's representing South Africa. We have a song called Kokoti. We have traditional songs like Panamam Tombe. What else? Tonight We Fly, I Swear Na Volé, and Lwa Nan Dlo, which are folk traditional songs from Haiti, which we turned into house music. So the whole album pretty much is inspired by mostly Haiti and Haitian rhythms, but like I said, we do feature South Africa is on the album as well. And yeah, so that's how the album came about, with us just meeting through Haiti Cultural Exchange. I feel like we met before that,
Yeah.
but our ties got
It's solidified.
our ties got deeper through La Kai project, right? Yeah, exactly. So so now the album is finally done, and now the hard part begins. Is it true? That was
Fun part.
creating the creation part is always fun and easy to, well, not easy, but it's the fun part. Now we got to get it out to people and force you guys to listen and hear it and critique it, and then I wanted to we wanted to expand this vision. It was like, I play the conch shell. The conch shell is heavy on the album. The conch shell means a lot to me. So I was like, you know what? Let me get these shells painted by some amazing artists. I am not familiar with the artists or the visual artist world. Nika put me on to some artists, and I reached out to some of them, and sure enough, except for one person, everybody else was like, yeah, let's do it, yeah, let me a shell. And that was just such a blessing for it to just happen so fluidly like that. And so those are the shells that you are seeing, painted by some amazing artists.
Yeah, we actually have the pleasure.
Yeah, some of them are actually in the house.
If you're an
We'll talk
artist,
about that later.
sorry.
But yeah, I'm done talking. Go ahead.
If you're an artist in the room, I'd love for you to quickly raise your hands so people can like stand up.
Maybe
Stand up.
one of the artists, painting the country. He painted the country.
I'm an artist, but not painting.
Yeah.
So how was it communicating with the artists in regards to what your visuals were for this project?
It was easy since I don't have that much experience in the visual, world. I just said, yo, this is the song, and I would love for the song to inspire you to paint whatever you want to paint on the shell, and that's all the description I gave them. And they were like, when they gave me the shell, I did this because of that, and I heard that, and this, and I was like, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? I just went along with whatever they were saying. You know what I mean? And I know they were amazing artists, so I didn't doubt them at all that they would do an amazing job, which they did. So that's the only direction that I gave them. As we go through, maybe we'll pick their brain a little bit, since some of them are here, on the specifics and details if you guys want to hear it. But yeah, that's how it came about.
And I noticed that from the beginning of promoting this album, I Swear Na Volé was like the main song.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to understand or learn why you chose to kind of put that one out first.
Yeah. So as Okai mentioned,
you know, it's been a journey over these years, but I think it was in divine time, and there were particular tracks that came out in certain moments, especially Rapote, which was our first track, and that was a process, really understanding publishing and sampling and being true to traditional Haitian folk song, but putting our house music stamp to it. But I always wanted like live instrumentation, and even our method within the studio, I had to blend the beauty of the two. Also inspired by a Haitian dancer that was also part of a fellowship through Haiti Cultural Exchange, uh, and Nubia Nene, and she presented this traditional song, and she also dances house and does African dance and Haitian dance, but wanted to do her particular project to merge those worlds. So that was our challenge, but we stepped up and so the call to action, and that became the callus of like merging these Haitian roots rhythms with house music. Fast forward, tonight we fly after these years of production and working together and really fine tuning our sound. I feel like once we got to Tonight We Fly, we knew exactly how to collaborate with other singers, still having at the essence of it a traditional Haitian roots song, and then also our production. And I feel like we sort of fine tuned it and got much better at our own craft. But then, of course, once you test it as a DJ in different rooms and spaces, regardless, you know, folks are of Haitian descent and really understand the words and the rhythms, and or if we're in a techno club or what have you, the reaction from the crowd and the way that it makes people move, we were like, yeah, this is a joy. You know, this is the one. I think in addition to that, just what the song represents, what it means, especially in terms of freedom when you dance, connecting to our ancestors, and just what the song overall takes you on in terms of a journey. As a DJ, producer, now label owner, event curator, it was very important to me that through Oyasound, that the essence of it is the syncretism of African diasporic rhythms with electronic music. Uh, Before I even got into production, just in terms of the sounds that I gravitated to in DJing, that was how I blended and how I mixed. So it was a beautiful organic transition. And Okai has been a mentor and just really just came in. And then of course with the live sounds and the percussion brought that vision to life. But when we were able to actually work with other Haitian musicians, even in our mastering and the studio experience, it was a jam session. You know, we had lots and lots of fun. And in that moment, we're making magic. So that's what you're experiencing when you listen to these songs in different eras over these years. So Tonight We Fly encompasses that whole experience and energy. And it's very important to us that's translated on the dance floor as well.
Now, I can only imagine how intricate and difficult sometimes maybe it could be to put an album together. I'm curious to know, did you guys ever hit any roadblocks along the way of, you know, communicating with each other, or putting this together?
I creatively, we've never hit any roadblocks. To be frank, it was the financial part of it and trying to figure out how to go the least expensive route but still have the track sounding good, like the mixing and the mastering and sending it to that mastering person to see if that person is going to do a good job, sending it to our friend in Kenya who's, you know, they charge he's really good with the as far as price and doing it, making the sound really good, but it was, that was the hard part. It was the after recording, the mixing and the mastering, and trying to figure out a good sound. Since we're throwing compliments back and forth, it is really key to have somebody on the team who is a DJ who actually plays in the club. So when she's playing these songs in the club, I can hear and be like, okay, the highs need to go up
Yeah.
here, or the lows are a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like, I can still go back and like, you know, just keep tweaking. You know what I mean? Like, we're not 100% there, but that process has been very helpful. You know what I mean? So yeah, as far as creatively, no, we never really had, we know our roles, you know what I mean? It just came naturally, or what our roles are as far as creating. But yeah, it was the financial stuff that was like, damn, yo, like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Because it takes a lot of money to master and mix and go into the studio and get. When I invite musicians into the studio, I don't like musicians to do it for free. I like to pay musicians. You know what I mean? Because I'm a musician, I know how it is. So I try to come out of pocket, and we're like, you know, what are we gonna do? We got to give the person a little something. We're like, word, we can't have this. So that was the hard part. You know what I mean? As far as you know, us having discussions on what to do financially. But as far as creatively, no, we didn't have any.
Yeah, I would just say it is not necessarily between the two of us. It's the nature of running an independent label, and this I've never done it before. You know, I had this vision. Okai came on board, and literally came on board as a partner, right? And we discovered these moments of running a label together. Everything that he just mentioned in terms of partnerships and mastering and money. On that note, plug, we have QR codes all around at the bar,
yes.
near the conch shells. If you like the music, please support, purchase the album. You get 18 tracks, 9 vocal tracks, and 9 instrumentals. You also get a bonus track, and it's only $36. So yeah, just a little plug on that. But yeah, I think in addition to that, marketing and branding, everything that you see in regards to Oyasound, even my website, I created it, the flyers. We're being fully transparent, y'all. We want a particular aesthetic, but of course, if we had sponsors or, you know, financial backing, which we're also looking into, and at different moments it came at different times. So shout outs to everyone that's supported us. It's a process, you know, making sure that our message is translated well and that it reaches the audiences globally, right? This is a global sound. I actually see it as a movement because we're intentionally preserving, as a next generation, traditional Haitian roots music and also seeing it evolve. So for a lot of people, of course, we haven't grown up or known a lot of these traditional songs. So this is our gateway, not only to the Haitian diaspora, but also the global diaspora. So I see a racial and social justice connection to this. And I see other models in other areas in the world, right? Especially what Latinx folks and music that I'm seeing, even in other genres where they do the same thing. And that's sort of like my mission with this music. But it takes, you know, the people power, it takes the financial power as well, and it's also teaching us as independent artists, we got to use both sides of our brains, the administrative hat and also the creative hat. I want to live in the creative world as a Pisces, but you know, I had to balance that as well. But we've been fortunate enough that organizations like the Caribbean Cultural Center, African Diaspora Institute, went along with our vision with centering Haiti this year and highlighting a lot of some of the artists that are in this room that are part of a larger exhibition of 11 contemporary Haitian artists, which also includes us as Oyasound and this Conch Symphony. So we're really grateful to have these platforms and create these spaces. Cafe Rue Dix, Marc Rue Dix. We want to also step outside of the boundaries of like 4 white walls, right? Or even the boundaries of certain clubs, because it's not always accessible, especially these clubs that are taking over, especially in Brooklyn, whether they feature techno, EDM, but they may not look like the people in this room. So, you know, we could be in all of these spaces, but I'm really interested in us having ownership, creating our own money, creating our own spaces. And that's like sort of the vision of Oyasound and anything that we do, including this album. So I love the fact that Okai had this extra vision of creating this Conch Symphony along with his wife Nika, and just bringing this to life. So it gives the music, vitality, and it could be endless and boundless and beautiful at the same time. So yeah.
So you did mention, you did bring along a lot of wonderful artists to be part of this project with you. Could you talk about what that process was like in choosing or selecting who you wanted to bring on?
Most of the artists I think that I chose or decided to look up were artists that Nika.
Shout out to you,
Yeah, shout out to her. Yep. My friend Nadine, who just walked in, I've collaborated with her many of times, and I knew she was an artist, so I reached out to her. I was like, "Whoa, can you paint a Conch for me?" She was like, "For sure, send it to me." And she lives like deep in Jersey, so thank you for being here. Majin and Wasson, I got referred to by Nika, and I was like, "All right, let me reach out." You know what I mean? And sure enough, they were like, "Yeah, okay, I know you. Yeah, I'm down." So that was amazing. Who else? Oh, Marilyn, she's that's longtime friend, and I know she's an amazing painter, and she hooked us up lovely actually. Yes, the conch shells that she's painted, and she put this nice gloss finishing on it. Amazing, with the conch shells. So yeah, that's the process.
Is there any song in particular that jumps out to you guys in that album? Besides Tonight Will Fly.
Besides?
I don't know, man. For some reason, Sound the Alarm has just been hitting hard.
I kind of wish you could hear a sample
Well,
of it.
that's a
every
bonus
time.
track.
It's
a bonus track if you buy the album.
Yes,
There's QR codes
on
around
Spotify and all that, iTunes, it's on there. But on Bandcamp, if you buy the album, it's a bonus track.
Yep.
And it's especially where immigration is like a big issue right now in the United States,
Yes.
and that's what this song is mostly speaking about. Like most people living here, we are immigrants. Like we not Native Americans. It's, speaking of Native American, like on the song, I'm speaking of Native Americans. Shout out to them. You know what I mean? Like they're the natives of this land. You know what I mean? So, whenever you get a chance, go and listen to it. And we have the conch shell exhibition. This conch shell that's for Sound the Alarm is a conch shell that I actually play, and I wanted to play it right now, but Nika did some fancy stuff around it, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to mess it up. It got the machete on there. It got
Be careful.
yeah, I was like, you know what I mean?
Old energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That old energy, like it's shouting out the freedom fighters,
That's right.
the past, present, and future revolutionaries. So I left it alone. You know what I mean? But Sound the Alarm right now is on my top right now.
And
What about you?
wow. I love all the songs on the album, but I would just looked up Kokoti.
Hey.
Yeah, because we've done, and we were very intentional to show the global impact on Haiti, and the diaspora, right? Musically, artistically, politically, but also shout out to the house music that's a component of the album, and particularly Afro house, and the birth of it in South Africa. So a lot of these songs are like history lessons, if you will, but also shows the collaboration, the intricacies, the synchronism across the African diaspora. So I want to make sure I gave homage to the motherland, particularly South Africa, and its contribution to Afro house. Also, the revolutionary spirit between, apartheid fighters and the Haitian Revolution. There's a lot in common there. So I think it's something powerful to showcase South Africa and Haiti together in a song. It was also a vision of Pisida, who was in the house.
He's the singer.
And he automatically jumped on it. He was like, I have a song. He has many songs, by the way. We're gonna continue, but the description, the vision, the vocals, the way that he laid out the song, and his commitment to the work in the studio, it just was a beautiful example of how we brought music together. So Kokoti is one of my favorite tracks.
Amazing. One last question. After everyone has taken the opportunity to actually sit and listen to the full album, what are you hoping that they can take away from it?
That's deep.
Wow. I think right now it's very important. This album has become more and more important every year since the inception of the first song. Because unfortunately, Haiti is always in some type of discourse of racial myths, demonizing us, saying we did this, we do that. You know, I don't even need to repeat the things because it disgusts me. And I think elevating and lifting up Haitian culture, arts, and spirituality is a tool for social justice. It's a healing balm, right? And it also reconnects us to our roots. For those who aren't of Haitian descent, but what does Haiti represent in the world? I see it as a freedom home of the African diaspora. And anyone who is for the fight of social justice should lift up Haiti at this time. So whether it's supporting artists like us, or demystifying, these stereotypes within yourself, within your family, within your community, within your networks, I think that's part of the work. So, yeah, the music, as Sheila was saying, music is the weapon. Music is the weapon.
I would love this album to inspire creatives to not forget the roots of wherever they come from. To take that and whatever it is, give it a modern twist, to keep pushing the art forward, but still giving context to the roots. Because I feel like that's what this album is doing. There's a lot of Haitian rhythms that are very old rhythms, folk songs that are very old songs, but now we're giving it a modern house feel that people can dance to and have a good time to. And when they hear the original, they're like, oh, I know that song. And that's what hip hop did to me, and that's what's happening in the house music now. Because hip hop is taking jazz and rock and roll and blues, songs that we never knew, but when we heard that hip hop mix, it was like dope, we Tribe or De La Soul. When we heard the original, we was like, well, you heard 4 bars of a jazz song, you're like, I know that, and then you start connecting. So that's what I would like this album to do is, whatever culture you come from, you know what I mean? Take some of that and give it a little modern twist so people can understand your culture, you know what I mean? Make people dance understanding your culture, you know what I mean? Make them move while understanding this culture. And so eventually when they hear that, the original, they'll be like, what? I know that song. And connect the dots. So that's my big thing.
So I definitely would love to open the floor to you guys. If anyone here has a question.
I have a question. Which made a question and a statement.
Okay, question. Okay.
A question.
A question.
I like it.
So my question, Oyasound. Where does the name come from?
So her question was, where does Oyasound, the name, come from? Oya is the name of a Nigerian Yoruba goddess who is the guardian of the ancestral realm. She's also a fierce warrior. When I first got into the electronic music scene as a DJ, it was predominantly a white male space. And as I developed my skills and wanted to DJ out, because I was mainly, doing it for myself and collecting records, I wanted to be as efficient and or recognized and or paid as much as some of these DJs and producers. So I really wanted to put my stamp within the electronic music scene as a Black woman, but also as someone who practices ATR, African traditional religions, as a practitioner of Lukumi out of Cuba, which stems from the Yoruba tradition. And at that time, I was also researching and finding myself spiritually. Now I practice Lukumi and also Voodoo and Palo from Congo. And that indicates a particular time where I made a commitment in honoring my ancestors. And why not with a fierce Black woman goddess? I was trying to speak imagery right.
That's how real it is.
That's a confirmation.
Yeah.
But yes, that's where Oyasound came from. And I believe that sound in itself is a portal to connecting with your ancestors, the creator, your spirit guides. So that became the name of my brand. And I made sure that it became more of a lifestyle brand over time. It was first me as an entity, as a DJ, and then I got into production, and then just the spaces I like to curate. Oyasound became more of Oyasound Productions as a lifestyle brand. Yeah. Thank you.
Slash question. Are you aware that in Haiti, they say that if you put the conch shell to your ears, you hear the ocean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Also, because I was gonna say that was such a genius idea to put the MP3 within that conch shell.
I know.
So
That's
you keep it
CCC,
there.
yeah.
So you know about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Because we
I mean,
used to do that when we were growing up, and we would swear we could hear all sorts of things putting the conch shell by our ears.
to hear the ocean.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was working literally on Wednesday, and usually when I'm working, I like just random videos to be playing, and like a song played, and I was like, dang, it just had me moving. And I did the Shazam, like, what is this song? And it said by Sabine, Blaizin, okay music. I was like, okay. Okay. White lady was like, okay music. So then I was like, let me look more into this, and it was y'all song. So y'all song is making, but the song what it was called, it was Recote.
Yes, Recote. That's our first.
That was our first release.
Yes. And it was randomly playing on this video. And I've been listening, it was on Wednesday, I've been listening to that song non-stop.
Wow.
Recote is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's at the bar.
Yeah. We got the Recote conch shell right behind.
So you want to explain a little bit of what that track is about?
Recote means harvest. It means harvest.
The harvest moon just passed.
Yeah, harvest and oh my gosh, Azaka, Cousin Azaka, Kuzezaka. Yeah, he's it's the spirit or the Lwa harvest. Yes, everybody got that?
Yeah.
Everybody know what?
We call it harvest.
Yeah, everybody know agriculture and it's time to pick fruits and vegetables, giving thanks to the earth and all of that. Yes, thanking and it's the song is saying thank God, thank you God, the fruit has, you know what I mean, harvested so we can eat now. Yeah, thank you. And it resonates with a lot. It was cool because that first one that we released, a lot of people were feeling that song.
Oh yeah.
We were like, damn, usually we gotta make more. We release a one and you're like, it's all right, man, keep going. You know what I mean? But that one was like, that's pretty dope. Keep going. Yeah, that was nice.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I was 2 years old when I realized that Asura Simbolina Pule was Maya.
Yeah.
Mia?
Mia.
Luxana.
Yeah,
Sana, yeah.
singing.
And Jean-Marie.
I've been listening to this song for years, and it just dawned on me. Just last week.
Yeah, I've heard different versions of that song, but the way she sings it is just something about it. It gave me chills. So I was very excited to work with her.
Wow.
Is everybody familiar with the conch shell and what it means, what it stands for, like the
Tell us.
symbolism. What do you think the conch shell means?
I don't know what it means. I mean, I've seen them, but
You've seen them, like, but you know, like in a spiritual or okay, so
No B.
Well, I have seen it in a spiritual setting.
Mhm.
As a video from Forgotten Lands that they released of a young man, native, and he's blowing a conch shell in like all different directions,
Yes.
as though a calling for something. So
yeah, so in Haiti, the conch shell is a symbol of freedom, liberation. Haitians already know Negmawan is a statue of a person holding the conch shell, blowing the conch shell, symbolizing, yo, we are finally free, everybody. You know what I mean? This symbol is big in Haiti, right?
that's
So,
our cultural liberty.
but
very much.
What I love about the conch shell is this is an indigenous instrument, like the Taino, Arawak, Caribs. They use the conch shell to communicate. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that's how these big boats get their sound, that low deep sound. That's conch shells, like people from mainland talking to someone on a boat. That, and when you put your hand in it, you can bend the pitch, and you whatever rhythms you're basically, it's a language. It's a way of communicating, right? So we have communication, and we have a spiritual connection. When the conch shell is blown, it is known to you're channeling ancestors, right? And of course, now people use it in Haiti as an instrument. So, and I've gone to the Bahamas. Bahamas, big on conch shell. You know what I mean? At first, when being of a Haitian descent, I thought it was like a Haitian thing. You know what I mean? Like to use it as an instrument and all that. But when you start hopping on these different islands, you're like, oh snap, this is not a Haiti thing. And every island is claiming the conch shell. Martinique, they're like, yeah, we have bands of conch shell. I met this dude. I went to his house. He not makes conch shells, but he like puts the mouthpieces on it, this and that, blah blah blah. Cuts the edge and knows how to make this. He has a whole album with 4 or 5 people playing conch shells. You know what I mean, with the beat in the back. And of course, he's telling me how we use it for communication, this and that, but now we use it as an instrument. I'm like, okay, this is not a Haitian thing. And of course, like I said, Bahamas, conch shell, they play it, use it as a form of communication. And doing a deep dive on a conch shell, then you go into the Hinduism and Buddhist and how they use it. Hindu practitioners, before they start any ceremony, they're blowing the conch shell. It clears all negative energy. So they do east, west, north, south, and then they start their thing. In China, Hinduism, they're blowing the conch shell. Buddhists are blowing the conch shell. This guy, one time I was at Lakai, and I was blowing the conch shell, and this dude from Benin was like, yo, where you get this thing from? I was like, it's a conch shell, man. Haiti, da, da, da. He was like, yo, in Benin, when you hear the conch shell, everybody clear the streets, yo. You're not supposed to be on the street. And I was like, what? What's that? Like, I'm still looking more into that, you know what I mean? But I was like, what? Really? That's what it means to you? So the conch shell is real significant. And of course, you put it to your ear, you hear the ocean. It's supposed to be the sound of the earth and all that. It's close to the sound of Om. All right? And that's we use Om for meditation and chanting and all that stuff. So yeah, very, very deep instrument, very deep indigenous tool to the earth that we use now as an instrument. I play with it, to tracks and all that, try to bend, try to find different tones. Finally was able to get a high pitch on it. When I play it, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it came about, I was trying to be a trumpet player in around 2011, 2012, but I was annoying the heck out of my roommates because playing the trumpet is like, hey, making all kinds of crazy noises. Found out, like, if you don't play the trumpet every day, you're not going to play the trumpet. And I was already a percussionist, so I put the trumpet down. Conch shell came in. I believe I went to Haiti, found a conch shell, started blowing it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to master this right here. You know what I mean? So that's that's the whole conch shell thing.
One more question? You have a question?
Yeah, my question was, how have you been taking care of yourself in the midst of anti-Haitian rhetoric?
That's right.
Marilyn always come out with
Oh,
like,
She's
she's like, yo, we don't know surface.
Yeah, I mean, angry, very angry. I also know that the work needs to continue. When you put yourself out there in terms of the artists, the activists, or representing Haiti, the right people see you. So it's been a lot of sharing space, and also, unfortunately, on the flip side, the sole representative to speak on this issue or what's happening politically now in Haiti. We need you to sit on a panel. You're part of the Caribbean Cultural Center. So it's been a lot of that and juggling in the past 2 weeks. But the spaces that I've navigated and actually workshopped and spoke at most recently have been with students, which has been incredible in terms of just healing my heart, and also getting their perspective and knowing that they're about it and they're going to do the work. Whether, they choose what type of activism, because there's some people who are healers, builders, on the front lines, behind the scenes, who are artists, who are spiritualists. And I've had those conversations with both my mentors and young people and the spaces that I navigated. For example, at Pratt University, I spoke 2 days ago and looking at Haiti and Afrofuturism and also the concept of Sankofa. This morning, I spoke at the UN at the Futures Summit, and they had a segment called the Haiti Futures Summit, and talking about these very issues, anti-Haitianism, anti-Blackness, all of that, but also, again, how Haitian culture, art, and spirituality could be a tool for social justice. So I feel angry, I feel inspired, but also in spaces like this, I feel empowered. So it's been those types of feelings. Yeah. Beautiful.
I feel like they fucked up because you bringing Haitians together, and when Haitians unite, it's a problem. It's a problem. They don't even know. Like I was like, for me, I didn't feel. At first, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't take it. Yes, it's serious, but I didn't take it that serious because I'm like, man, we've been through so much. A comment like Trump is not gonna hurt us. That's nothing. It's the people who believe him, of course, that hurts a little bit. Yeah. But I'm glad that people outside the diaspora is also stepping up and like, that's a lie, that's a blatant lie. You see white people on television like, nah, son, that's not true. You're lying. That's not true. They're like, shit, that's a damn. How you gonna damn? So you're a liar. And I think, literally, I think that is what he just did is going to stop him from being president. I'm not, the whole political thing, I'm not for whatever side or whatever, but what Trump just did he fucked up. He shouldn't have. And that's his biggest problem is his mouth. He should have never said that. You're uniting Haitians, you're uniting people who know about Haitian history, and actually, every time somebody says something about Haiti, Haiti's history comes up and be like, yo, this is why this is happening. So I'm like, this is not phasing us, not one bit. And the Haitians are uniting. Fucked up on that front as well. So we're good. And that's how I'm taking care of myself. Amen. So, yes, Nadine is one of the artists. Majine, Watson, Marilyn, and I believe that is all the artists. Oh, Nika is one of the artists as well. Please, if you have any questions, if you haven't seen the Conch shows already, please go and check them out before we start the party on the other side. And I'm gonna try to get them to stand by their pieces if they want. I'm gonna try so you can ask them any questions or what inspired them or all that stuff. But yes, thank you for coming. But does anybody have any other questions?
And we'll be around.
Yeah. Oh yes, get the drinks by my sister Sheila. Yes.
All right.
Oyasound is for donations. There's no price for the drinks. Barbacoa representing Haiti all day, every day. So go get a drink.
Enjoy the album.
Yes, get one. Enjoy the album. Yes.
Let's give it up for Yvena.